Hi-ho, MELS 605ers, Dr. Palermo with your week 13, wow, instructional video. Y'all are in the short rows. You're getting down to the end of this course and end of your program. Congratulations. I hope that you're wrapping up loose ends and task stream and communicating with your coach if there's stuff that you still need to do there on those competencies or dispositions, the other stuff besides your coursework. So thank you for addressing that. We are approaching the end of the course content as far as Hersey and Glickman, and I've enjoyed reading your posts. We got a few more fun things to share here. In Hersey, chapter 16, he's talking about planning and implementing change. I hope in your um, I hope as you've been studying through the MELS program that you have begun to think about leading buildings, but that school level leadership, system principal is often about the duality of leadership and management. And certainly planning and implementing change is more on the management side of things. Change happens. And whether you want to or not, you're going to be involved in schools where change happens. So the big point here in chapter 16 is that it can be done well. It can be done. You can manage change well. You can manage it poorly or not at all. You can do things to make it go better. Great quote to start off the chapter. Remember this, and I guarantee you'll get to use it somewhere, sometime. Mark Twain once said, "The only person who likes change is a baby with a dirty diaper." So, okay. Big idea, Kurt Lewin, the three phases of the change process: unfreezing, changing, and refreezing, getting people out of the old mindset, the way we used to do things, getting them wrapping their mind around the new, and then going to freezing in that new is good. Well, what kind of change, by the way? Many of you appear to be veterans and teachers and educators who've worked in buildings for a while. I bet you've seen some major changes. As a principal, I had the opportunity to open a new school. Major change. Sometimes schools are closing or combining, or districts are shifting folks around. Those are major changes when the district tells you, we're going to move your school next year while we renovate this and house you in these temporary trailers for a while. Change happens. If that is not the radical change that's happening to you, implementing a new PBIS program school-wide, changing grade level configurations, changing principals are all about change sometimes. So what is a change that you have experienced and how did it go? What might you do differently? That's the big idea for the dialogue this week. And again, I've enjoyed reading those. I'll come back to that in a minute. Check out some of the check out the rest of chapter 16 too. I think the drivers and restrainers in figure 16.3 is pretty instructive. Anyway, yeah. Note that you understand the Lewin process and this notion of drivers and restrainers. Talk about a school change process in your building. There you don't have to respond to someone else. In Glickman, I love the connection here with the CAP. So in Glickman chapters 21 and 22, we're addressing diversity, which I hope that you are in your building, and building community, which is always necessary. Through your program, you should have recently written a CAP, Cultural Advocacy and Action Plan. Well, what were the recommendations that you made to improve the culture in your building? That's what I'm giving you the opportunity to post here. So you don't have to write a whole bunch of new stuff, but if you want to post your CAP or the recommendations from your CAP and respond to someone else, that's the big idea there. So I've enjoyed reading your posts, and I miss some of the follow-up that does happen when I teach a MELS class face-to-face. I have had some experience, 12 years in Wake County as a principal in 3 different schools. If you want to know more about my thoughts about anything from 605, about HERSI, about managing others. How would I have responded to the scenario about the piercings? If you want to talk about anything, shoot me an email, please, and we can dialogue through Zoom. And I would be glad to schedule a 10, 15-minute Zoom with anybody or several of you on any topic related to the principalship. So if you want to dialogue, please shoot me an email. And thanks for the feedback on the survey that is sent out there. That wasn't an obligation, but some of you gave me some really great feedback, which I will then take to my committee at Gardner Webb. We're always involved in continuous improvement and demonstrating to our accrediting institution, CAPE, that we are reaching out to our stakeholders and gathering data about how we're doing. So this is a pilot. When you graduate, you're likely to see other follow-up surveys. Thanks in advance for completing them and giving us feedback about how we're doing. So thank you, and that's all for week 13.